anything else. I don't care if it's a receiver, a tackle. It could be a fucking punter for all I care. Get a guy who's going to help us win a Super Bowl this year here in LA, since the Super Bowl is going to be here in LA. I'm excited to. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening. We're just kind of jump right into it. Before we do, and we get lost in the sauce for the next hour or so, as Joe and I like to do, shall we do housekeeping really, really quickly? Shall we
Bring this bad
get on
boy
our,
up.
all right, get on our P's and Q's. So, first and foremost, OTAs. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the cool ass video that the Rams did titled Thursday. Cool little ode to Friday. I absolutely loved it. We'll talk about that. And then some draft stuff happening over the weekend that is relative potentially to the Rams. But first and foremost, how was your weekend? How are you doing?
Dude, my weekend was actually phenomenal. It was loaded with the most insane Denver sports weekend of all time. I don't know if anybody is aware of the sports weekend that happened in Denver, but with the Avs and Nuggets both getting home playoff games to kick off their playoff series. And then obviously Lionel Messi was playing right across the interstate as well. Rockies were beating up on the Dodgers a couple times. Dude, I got 0 plays right now. I'm feeling absolutely phenomenal. This is great, dude.
I wish I cared more about baseball. Hey, yo, there's someone cool in the chat. Do we have a Rams Ranger in the chat? What's up, man?
Dude, legend.
Hell yeah.
Man. That's
super fan. Hell yeah. What is up, man? But no, if you guys are a regular, you know what to do. Hit that like button, share it with your partner, tell your kids to log in on the computer, put it up on the living room so you can see our two ugly mugs talk about Rams football for the next hour.
Right. Do this real quick. Grab the link, send it to somebody and say, hey, watch this. Something cool's about to happen. And then just never explain what. And then they just watch the whole thing.
Actually, text it to a random number you don't know. Just type in digits. Type in a phone number. Be like, this is dope. Check it out.
Check this out.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah. I love that idea. Send it to your ex, bro.
Bring it up.
Send it to your ex. Send it to your ex, man. Just be like, hey, check this out. And then you can let us know this is here, and then we can be like, you really screwed that up.
Hell yeah.
You butchered it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
No. Seriously though. Like, subscribe. We're here. We got a little bit odd schedule this week. It's going to be very busy. It is draft week. Round 1 happens on Thursday. I think I'll be out at the block party. Might be out the Cam Curl event that's happening. I forgot what the location. We can bring it up before the chat ends, but he's doing a watch party at a certain location as well. But yeah, it's draft week, and the way that the Rams announced it was in such a damn cool way. I wish we could play the video for those who have not seen it somehow, but I know we'll get in trouble. Here's some screen grabs from it. Dude, Terry Crews as Debo with Verse and Byron Young as his little bullies was hilarious, dude. Hilarious.
I'm literally watching this sitting here by myself, and I'm like, oh, it's Jared and Byron. I'm like a little kid watching this stuff. And then Kevin Dotson pulls up. I was like, it's kind of nail it. It was so funny.
Everybody, I think everybody has their favorite little Easter egg from that. Mm-hmm. What was yours?
As far as just like an Easter egg, I'm not sure if I would consider it one, but it's just the fact that it's Tucker and Ice Cube's sons that were doing it. I loved that. I thought that was awesome. I don't know. I don't count that really as an Easter egg, but yeah, that I really liked that part. That was cool.
No, it's sick. I mean, yeah, that's all I really got. Big Worm, Kevin Dotson as Big Worm was my absolute favorite. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. He's so perfect. It looks perfect on him. That's him. That's literally
funny. Somebody, my coworker today was like, oh, I can't believe they got that guy to do the video, and I was like, what? And he was like, the actor, and it was like, that was Kevin Dotson, dude. What are you doing?
That's not Big Worm. They thought it was Big Worm.
No, yeah, it was funny, but yeah, I was like,
oh, that's awesome.
That's K-Dot, bro.
That's super awesome. No, I don't know. Like, I feel like at some point they've got to make a shift to, like, they've done a lot of good work marketing wise. Just, you know, if you know the work that like Rampage has done and the rest of the like the marketing team and the community, like you watch what they do and they're always out at schools doing reading clubs and this and that. At some point, like they're gonna shift that marketing towards like our age, the millennials, the Gen Z. Is this the shift? Is this the start? Because they weren't doing something like this like years past. Like this is cool as hell. This is Jeff's kid. I love this so much.
I definitely understand the want, the need, the desire to appeal to the younger audience, but also, as I think we've said this before, it's like this is the era of my life where I've technically had the most expendable like kind of money. It's like the best income and stuff like that. It's like, so I should be the target, bro, because they get me right away. The second they drop new logo, it's like, all right, well, NFLshop.com, here we go. It's like I was in there immediately, man. So yeah, I love it that they are able to pull this kind of stuff. And I don't know. I think that too, and it's not intended to be any kind of shot at any other city and stuff like that. But I do love the fact that being in Los Angeles affords so many different pools from this kind of stuff that other teams just can't do. You'd be like, "What are you doing, dude?" Like if the Jags tried to pull this out, you'd be like, "All right, well that's I guess cool, but like not close," you know. So the fact that we are able to do this kind of stuff kind of is pretty sick.
I am actually happy to see something being done with just I think movies in particular. It didn't have to be Friday. It could have been anything else. But I mean, it's just Hollywood, man. This is LA. Like this is on brand. Like this is the perfect match that they've used. I'm excited to see what else they got in the chamber because we got draft week. They're gonna have something for the reveal of the two jerseys that were teased. They're gonna have stuff for training camp, the season opener. Like if this is the start of the like official start of the season because we have the draft and now OTAs opened up. I'm excited to see what else is in store, man. A plus, no notes from these guys. But
Well,
hey,
that's the thing is you just kind of teased it there is like we are just getting started right now with this OTAs and we've already gotten pre-announcements of announcements coming. So it's like we've got some good stuff around the corner for sure.
I'm in a weird spot because I'm extra juiced. Like I'm having a hard time like not stuttering and chopping up my words right now. I usually am not juiced until closer to training camp. Lads and pads. I'm a lads and
Yeah.
pads guy because that right there, you hear the crunch of the pads, this nasty smell of football men, just musky and gross. That lets me know it's football season. But for some reason, just seeing this handsome fella and then this other new handsome fella showing up, rolling up to the building, I'm juiced, man. Is this a year? Is this gonna be a year for us, Joe? Look at
It
these
might be a
guys.
bit of a year, man. I'll be honest. The second I saw Quentin Lake walking up, that was when I was like, "Oh, we're back!" Like I really was like, "Oh, we're playing ball again. Hell yeah!" I got excited the second I saw Quentin Lake, and that was the first picture that I saw via socials. And that's when I went to the app and saw the rest of them and stuff like that. And then I had that fun game with my coworkers again, where they're like, "How do you even know who these guys are?" And I just swiped through them and like, "There's Matthew, there's Quentin, there's Cam." I was like, it's like just going through them. So that's fun too.
It's called I Have a Problem. That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's this is my kind of autism. I'm just way too big into the Rams. Sorry.
That
I don't know what to tell you.
uh part of OTAs. There's a lot of things. So there's some. I get very confused with some of the contracts, the futures, the reserves, like things like that. I know Xavier Smith signed one today.
Yeah.
I know I'm in the minority because people are still holding on to the NFC Championship game. Eventually, we'll stop talking about it. Hopefully, when the season starts. But congratulations, Xavier, being able to work from an HBCU, like literally irrelevancy, and to not only make a team but stay on a team for multiple years. It's like it's a success story, and that's very hard to do. And that's wow. Congrats on him for earning now a third contract, technically with the team. Um, but along with that, does come other things like number changes. I get is this like the official time, like when OTA start? Is that when guys can officially change numbers? Or
You can change numbers basically, I feel like any time. But yeah, we are getting the wave of them now. Because and it's kind of funny that the first one we learned was McDuffie, and that was all because of jersey stuff, jersey release. And it was like, hey, he's 22. It was like, we already have 22 going on. And then everyone's like, okay, hold on. We got to say some stuff. Like Blake's moving to 24. It's gonna be fine, kind of thing. The one that I didn't know ahead of this, before the Rams actually posted it was Cam Kinchins. going from the 2-6, rocking the number 5 now, going single digit, vacated by Tutu Atwell, previously obviously worn by Jalen Ramsey before that, but some legends have rocked that number, man. We'll talk about that on the next episode of Rams Showcase, though, of the deep dive onto the numbers and the absolute monsters who have rocked all of these numbers. We'll go all of them. That'll be in the next episode of Rams Showcase. Hoping to do that this week. I'm going to do my damn best. All right.
Dude, hell yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember the first name of number 32 of Waters. Can you help me out there?
Of Waters? Is that what that says there?
Waters, number 32. Yeah, I'm drawing a complete blank, and it's
You know
kind of
what?
just ruins.
I am now too.
Yeah,
and
it
I'm
ru-
not gonna
it's-
myself.
this ruins the point that I was about to make. Of over the weekend, one of the first other numbers to be announced was Mario Williams, changed to number 14. I think he was 86 before, and
Jordan.
I
Jordan Waters.
Jordan Waters. There you go. I made a.
You know what, Jordan? I apologize. I'm going to cut Tuna off just so I can say I apologize for that, man. That's bogus. We should have more respect for our players than that.
Hey,
go ahead.
Look at me. That's me. My bad.
That's terrible, man.
Yeah, that's on me. I'll do better.
We'll be better.
Mario Williams, like this kind of goes counter to the point I'm about to make, is I forget how deep when we're doing this stuff, like we get so deep in the fandom that we just remember random shit. And I was like, oh yeah, hey, Mario Williams, that's awesome, cool number. He might make a leap going for practice squad. Shout out to our friend Raheem. He said, you gun to my head, you couldn't ask me, you couldn't pay me to remember who that was. I was like, oh, am I a nerd? This is how far I've come. Oh no.
What I was annoyed about was that Twitter page that always drops the numbers. They dropped Williams rocking the 14, and the amount of Rams fans that I saw commenting back, they were like, "Who even is this? What is? No one knows this guy." And it was like, okay, first of all, you're showing your own ass all over Twitter. That's a weird tactic. That's a weird tactic to be like, I don't know my team. Like, so that was weird, and also mad disrespectful, man. I can't imagine openly trashing somebody like that, of like some no name like that. But it's like, bro, it's like he actually is though, like in line to be like contributing this year. What are we doing, man? Don't disrespect my guy like that.
Yeah, no, it's, and I think there's a problem with this is old man yelling at clouds type shit.
Yeah,
but social media is not like, it shouldn't be your go-to to get answers. Like if you're not understanding, especially with world events, you should not be going on there like, hey Grok, can you explain to me what's happening in Iran? Like, don't do that. Please don't ever do that. Like, just don't go to Instagram comments for information. Hell, like Google alone is like, okay, I guess technically kind of safe because you will get search results, but just Google before you show your ass. Like, it's not that hard. It takes 5 seconds. Reddit does the same thing. People are like, help me out with this. It's like, bro, and by the time you posted and waited a day for answers, you could have Googled like 800 things by then.
It's like you're holding the thing that could get you the answers if you just would search different ways. That's my biggest gripe on Twitter, though. I'm trying to be better about Twitter, but I hate that the fact that every single thing is just people in the comments immediately be like, Grok, explain this to me. Grok, what is going on? Grok, is this true? And it's like, shut up, dude. Like, does anybody have it's like, can we have conversations, or is it just like, Grok, help me? It's like,
or I hate when I post a selfie and people are like, Grok, make him naked. I hate that. It's my least favorite thing that happens to me all the time.
I'm sorry, okay? And it was just the one time, dude. Okay, I said I'm sorry.
God, don't do that. Don't do that, Ram Stranger. Don't do that at all.
That's business, man.
Trying my hardest to make content out of this thing. Why did you want to keep talking about showing ass? Because, man, everyone likes a little butt.
ChatGPT responds, you know why.
Give him both horns, baby. The change the Kitchens is going back to his Miami number. I do enjoy when DBs, especially safeties, rock single digits. Looks cool, looks fly. I know some people don't care about this kind of shit. I do subscribe to the look good, play good, or was it look good, feel good, play good, get paid good. I do subscribe to that. That stuff does matter. It all goes to confidence. I'm It makes me hopeful that Cam Kitchens is going to play better this year, and maybe I'm a little bit more tough on his play because he is a younger dude. Whole secondary didn't play up to their standard, up to their expected standard last year. But I do think Cam Kitchens has a lot to prove. Same as like I've talked about Steve Avila too, but yeah, Cam Kitchens, man. Hopeful to see him. If the starters though, the obvious of like McDuffie, maybe Watson and Corum and Kitchens, if those guys are not available, is there a jersey on there that's like pop into you like I'm gonna buy that? Like if you had to pick one, which one is it?
Straight up a 22, man. Give me McDuffie all day, bro. I mean, I was expecting that one anyway. Like, I definitely want one of those. Duffy's already kind of one of my guys. So yeah, for
Yeah.
sure 22.
I want Bulls. I want an ugly jersey number this year. I want 60.
Dude,
Give me
that would be
that.
so fire, dude. I love that, man. Or rocking a 49 Cardona long snapper jersey. Bro, you show up in that, and all of the most hardcore fans are like, he's real. He's legit. He's good. Like, or they just think you're related to him. And there's that. That's how you could find Josh Carty's dad at the friggin' tailgates before.
Wait, really?
He was always wearing a Carty jersey. He was wearing like his rookie premier jersey. That was funny. That's how I met him.
Oh shit! I had no idea. I remember being Cooper Cup's family through Chris at the tailgate when Seattle came to town for rivalries night. That was really damn cool. But speaking of rivalries and not knowing what the fuck to do, I did see this earlier today. I don't know how much. I know you don't know what's coming next on the slide. It's always like a guessing game for you.
Yeah, I got
but
no
some
clue.
I love it. No, we're going to start transitioning into actual NFL real reports and news stuff happening. One area on the roster that is still waiting to be, at least we think, filled, because right now it's just Stetson Bennett. Report came out from Ian Rappaport. Rams free agent Jimmy Garoppolo, considered the top option as backup QB, is considering retirement. Jimmy G has started 64 games over 12 years. He's made 156 million. God damn. I didn't really read that part. He is my age and mulling a final decision.
He's got plenty of good
First
time.
of all, screw you, Jimmy. Go play. You're fine. My back hurts. Your back hurts. Go make
My
money.
back hurts. We're all 30 out here. What's his birthday? How close are we?
God damn it. God damn it, Jimothy. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Real smoke, agent play. Do you think he'll actually leave? Is it just no one calling his line? What do you make of this?
I mean, I literally posted about it immediately, which was we are, by the way, about 3 months older than Jimmy Garoppolo. Just saying. That's cool.
Yeah,
And
young and get your ass out there. Get off my lawn.
yeah. So I posted it immediately, and I was like, "Man, this really feels like he's trying to force a team to sign him on draft week." It's like it feels a lot like some team was like, "Well, I mean, we want to see how the draft goes." Kind of from there, and he's like, "No, make a decision now, man. You want me or not?" I feel like that's what was going on, and that might be the Rams. It might be the Rams that did that, where it's like, "Well, hold on, we'll see," or Arizona is one of those that we've kind of talked about a lot, where they're sitting so high in the draft that if Simpson's not something that they go with, then it does kind of feel like Garoppolo could potentially be the play there, especially under LaFleur, since he definitely will know that offense and at least the branch of the offense. I'm sure LaFleur will have his own, inner workings of it. But that was my first thought, was that he's trying to get ahead of the draft. He probably should have done this last week or 2 weeks ago, if that is the case, because teams are not going to be very gung-ho to sign new guys right now, not knowing how the draft is going to unfold. So that was my first thought, was like, he's really just trying to make a push here to get onto a team. But I also don't think that it's necessarily a full-on bluff. I do think he's bluffing, but I also think that he would be perfectly fine with retiring because he's made a bunch of money. He's 34 years old. He's probably got a pretty good career waiting for him after football if he would like to get into media or something like that. And I think he would do really good at it, man. He's a good speaker. I think he could get into the booth if he wanted to. He could get onto a studio set if he wanted to. and made money doing that as well. So I don't think he's necessarily fully bluffing that he could call it and retire. I just really do think he's trying to push a team a little bit and be like, if you don't want to sign me, man, maybe let's retire. And then what happens after the draft when you didn't get your guy? You don't have anybody. So figure it out.
Yeah, you gotta say expat says exactly. Make up your mind soon. Figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, is it? I have a hard time thinking it's just a money deal. Like you're what 2 years removed from playing now. That's an eternity for quarterbacks in this league. I don't know. I do think it comes down to like an actual situation he's comfortable with. I said it before. Like, I don't think the Arizona thing is going to work out. You can throw a bunch of money at him, but he's got to compete with just Jacoby Brissett. Who was the other guy they brought in? I can't remember.
I don't know, but come on. It's he's obviously QB1. He shows up in Arizona, dude. Obviously.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Are you down on Jacoby Brisket? You're talking down on my guy like that?
One of the most average quarterbacks of all time? Yeah, man.
Let's not pretend Jimmy G is like, all right, he's obviously not amazingly sought after.
Better than Jacoby Brissett.
If I given the opponent, given the week, Rams offense last year, Gardner Minshew, thank you, Kamal. If it's Jimmy G starting 1 week, Jacoby Brissett starting the next week, if they alternated, I think it goes back and forth on like who has the better week or the other. Like, I'm going to be honest.
Of all time.
You really don't believe it? You don't like Brissett?
I don't mind Brissett, but to say that he would compete with Jimmy Garoppolo, I just feel like it doesn't make any sense. I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo is clearly their quarterback.
Are we about to fight right now? We haven't seen our marriage counselor in a few weeks. Your avalanche shirt.
Put the screen down so I can punch this way.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Oh, so
what you guys plot twist? Plot twist. You're actually in the next room, and you just walk in.
Yeah. Dude, we gotta figure that out sometime. That'd be cool.
But let's see, contract wise, there's another one.
That went like 2 games last year, and they're like, I want more money, and it's like, for what, bro? What do you do?
I think with that one, it's literally. Yeah, no, I mean, come on, like he was a starting quarterback in the league, and he's making like $5 million or something like that. Like, come on, absolutely should be asking for more money.
Yeah, but he's also not going to be a starter this year. They're either going to draft somebody or sign somebody. So obviously they're not going to pay him. Come on. Yeah, and no one cares, Muad'Dib. This is a football show. I know I was talking trash about the Dodgers earlier, but you probably win the World Series and we're going to suck. Okay, just give me this 2 games. Okay, shut up.
Oh, is he talking about the?
He just keeps on posting the score, and it's like, yo, but Rockies won back, bro. I'm gonna hold on to it forever, bro. Shut up. While you guys are in the World Series, I'm out here be like, yeah, but you remember that weekend in April? Hell yeah.
One of the completely ignoring all the baseball nonsensical talk. The only other sport that's allowed to be talked here is basketball because the Celtics are up 1-0 and Philadelphia sucks. But anyways, other contracts. Since we're talking about, there's a lot of guys that do need to get re-signed pretty soon. Thus the conversations about, the window is closing. Oh, they gotta win now. This and that. Kobe Turner is one of them. Adam Grossbart on the ground, one of the beat writers, got a quote from Kobe Turner at OTA press conference today. Kobe Turner said he'll let his agent handle contract talks with Rams, but added, I've really loved my time here. It's a great organization and a great group of guys, and so I would love to have that opportunity. Standard prepared statements through the agent, artists, and the PR team of like, hey, this is what you say, just to get rid of contract talks, because otherwise you can't say like, we'll deal with it when we deal with it, because then everyone runs with it as negative. But I mean, Kobe's probably a priority, I would assume, like him and K-Dot. Am I wrong in thinking that? I think it's pretty simple.
No, I'd absolutely assume that Kobe Turner is a very, very near the top of the list as far as guys to bring back to this roster. I haven't seen the any pressers yet. I haven't seen the footage of them. I always I don't really care for the transcripts because what the hell does that give me? I like inflections. I like to see their body language when the question's asked because that tends to give you more than just the comments itself. Kobe Turner, though, knowing what I know about Kobe Turner, which is the human being under the goo suit, is that he's just an absolutely phenomenal guy. So I don't anticipate this becoming some kind of negative event as far as the contract talks around Kobe Turner. I'm sure something gets done. It does. Again, he said that he likes being here, but I do want to see the inflections of that and the body language of that. I'm sure he does. There are no indicators that he's like itching to get out of LA. Most people don't, honestly, to claw their way out of the Rams organization. Usually it's us telling them to get kick rocks. So, yeah, I'm excited it's because as much as we say we want a fast wide receiver to take the top off, we don't use them. So I get it. But for Kobe, just one of those guys that obviously the presence alone as the human being is enough to bring him back, but then you also see what he does on the football field, and obviously we should keep him around. So I'm excited to see those contracts come to a close.
Apart from that, the other ones that we got, you got Byron Young, because he's a third rounder. He does not have a fifth-year option. Neither does Kobe Turner. Steve Avila is going to be in there. Is there anybody that's pressing coming up that you think is going to just be the casualty? I've been pretty loud that who I think it is. Do you have a running theory on who you think is going to get said boot of, hey man, we love you, but Sean McVay is going to go ahead and give you the standard PR talk of like, we love the guy and everything he's done, but we're going to look at everything and trust our process of that means you're probably going to be out the door.
Yeah, I do have one. I don't think it'll be popular, and I do think that we agree. I've actually got a few, I think, but for the purposes of this conversation, I'm going to say that that player is going to be Steve Avila. I haven't seen him take that big leap yet. He's a really good player and incredible human being. Super fun. His pressers and stuff like that are so fun. All of his content that he does is great, and he is a good player. But it does seem like there's times where the protection breaks down, and a lot of times you can trace that back to left guard. So I think that would be a candidate.
I've gone back and forth, but because of the position and the statistics of what he put forth the last 2 years and what he'll probably put up this year, I used to say it'd probably be Byron Young, but because Byron's going to be probably $100 million guy, deserves every penny. And I will say that till I'm blue in the face. My only thing is I just don't think the Rams will pay it. I think they'll trade him before they pay that, or maybe they don't use the franchise tag. An edge rusher, if you really want to keep a guy and buy you more time, that would be a situation where maybe you do exercise the franchise tag to buy you a little bit of time. But I think I've worked my way to Steve Avila. Same thing. Like we all know, like even if someone that we love them, Cooper Kupp, for example, if they just don't think you're cutting it or they think they can improve, they will do it. And it will, like, more evidence of that is actually your point when we get to draft talk of what Rams might do in the first round, because some things happen around the league that may impact who the Rams take. Unpopular opinions, but yeah, I think during the season last year, I was like, I finally realized, like, man, he misses some games. That the amount of money that gets paid to top 10 left guards, it is going to come to conversation of like the talks with his agent, like, hey, we don't think he's at this number, and I do think that's a valid point. Yeah, it sucks to say because I love Steve, dude.
That's the thing is like you're almost putting yourself in a weird spot to be like, who do you think gets the boot? And it's not to pick any kind of shot at Steve in any capacity. I love Steve. I think Steve's absolutely phenomenal. I think he's cool as hell. But it's just one of those things where trending is historically seeing what the Rams have done at different positions and finding what feels like it could be a weak spot is just like, well, I mean, and I say weak spot loosely because it's just like the weakest spot of the line, which has been playing absolutely phenomenal. I don't know, man. There's just I am curious for this year. I'll tell you that I am really excited to see him this year. I'm interested to see if he cuts any weight. I'm interested to see if he still carries that big old frame in to this season as well. I haven't seen any images of him recently. I'm sure he's still the big old boy that he has been, but I think cutting could be a little bit of a benefit to him just to get quicker laterally, because that's kind of what I tend to see, is that lateral movement could use a little bit of assistance there. But because he's so strong, man, if he can get in front of you, it's really difficult to push out of the way, man. That's a big boy. But when you can get around him, I mean, I think that somebody like Aaron Donald would have ate you for breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been tough, man.
Yeah, he's a. I mean, maybe shit. Maybe he didn't luck out not having AD in practice, because iron sharpens iron. Like, the Rams O line was pretty damn good. You know,
Or Steve would have got cut before his rookie season.
Oh,
Like, this guy can't block anything. But I've always said that too. Is my line was like the equivalent of, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree or whatever, it's like, yeah, but if you judge an offensive lineman by his ability to block Aaron Donald, then everybody's just gonna think he sucks, and that's not fair. You know?
Everybody sucks.
Yeah, they're all terrible if they're going against Aaron Donald. Like,
I won't get started, because my favorite, probably a top 5 moment for me. Obviously, you can just say Super Bowl. Like, Super 56 was awesome, but it's in the period in the middle of the game where you watch Aaron Donald, like, he's playing fine, he's okay. He's like, they're running away from him. He's not really impacting the game. And in that one fucking play, where their guard just got in Donald's face and started to fight because he thought he hit Joe Burrow late. And in the very next play, he just bench presses the guard into Joe Burrow. It's like, oh, you woke up the monster. Like, that's your fault.
yeah,
That is one of my favorite. Just watching it happen live, I was like, oh, he pissed off Aaron Donald. Like, it was like, what are you doing? That's my favorite all-time fan moments. Absolutely.
I could watch Aaron Donald mic'd up videos for eternity. They're so entertaining. They're just like, him mic'd up is my absolute favorite thing in the universe. He is talking so much trash out there, and it's good trash too. It was like, stop helping him, block me one-on-one. I'm one guy. I'm just one guy. Block me. Stop getting help. I love that stuff. That's cool as hell. He's right. He's one guy. What are you doing? Why you got 3 dudes over here?
As much as everyone loves, what's the clip that everyone plays of, like, oh, Aaron Donald's just locked in. We was talking before the Patriots Super Bowl, where he's like, you want this, like, it's what you made for. Like, the way he's like, I'm sorry, that man's a fucking psychopath. Like, if I walked by any human outside a football field speaking like that, I'm dialing 911. Like, I'm afraid. But he gets away with it because he's Aaron Donald.
That's the thing too, is it like, even when like, do you have that clip of Sean, who's all fired up on the sideline when the Rams were on defense on that last bit there, and he's all Aaron, he's all like, go make a play or something like that, and then like Aaron just blows him off, and it's like, you could tell that Aaron was like in his own. He was like, he didn't need coaching at that time. He did not need coaching. He did not need Sean to be like, hey man, now's your chance. It's like, he knows, like, he knows it's on him to end this freaking game right now. And he did. And that's like, that was just so funny, because he kind of just like looked at Sean and like kept walking. Oh, no one talks about that. That's funny though.
I love that. I got lost in the sauce. We've passed up a bunch of comments from some of the guys, especially some of our members, especially with the Steve talk. They've got good points. I think we probably jumped the gun in saying he'd be a cut candidate. I think more of a trade candidate.
I think he'd be an expire candidate.
I think because we said cap casualty, I think that usually just means cut, so they have a point there. But no. Yeah, so no, absolutely. It'll just feel like a cut because you already know how this goes. Somebody said here he'd be worth a third. No, to 31 other teams, yeah, but we know Les Snead. He's going to send Steve out for a 6th and a burger from Marathon Burger. Like, that's usually what Les Snead likes to do.
Could get a third for right now. I mean, possibly from some teams. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say no burger. The burger is pushing it. 7, burger.
Yeah, you had me at 3, but you could or
with
6.
Cheese. with cheese, you're an idiot. You're dumb.
Yeah.
You're a stupid boy.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. But some people, I know fans get upset seeing the mock drafts for a without cheese. Hi, Chris. Feel stupid saying that. Yeah. I love when Chris is lurking. He just pops in, like another person who I know lurks, who says he watches all the shows. I just talked to him a few days ago. Gary, if you're there, I did talk to Victory Vault. They placed you a new order on Sunday. So they're supposed to give me a tracking number. They, with that one, for whatever reason, they messed up. They were moving their operations. Victory Vault is going to be operating from a different state. So in their haste, they messed up the order. I think that means they just didn't place it. But I got confirmation from him. They placed it now. Be on the lookout for that. Your size medium. So yeah, finally got that taken care of. But draft talk. I know people are upset seeing the tackles being mocked for the Rams at 13 or trading back at whatever it is. I've talked to some folks. One of them, I talked to Steve Weish this morning from NFL Network. I know you knew that I was talking to him a few weeks ago, and then we posted about it. That will come out tonight after I edit it. You can't say that publicly. Oh my god. But the conversation with that is, outside of us failing a wide receiver, defender, lineman could happen. It could be a tackle. It could be a guard. Because what if they are worried about the Steve Avila thing as well? Regardless of how you feel, there was some NFL news that it does impact the Rams. Normally, I'm like, not everything's about us, guys. Not everything's about the Rams. This does, because now the Giants have 2 top 10 picks. In my mind, that gives them like room to just say fuck it and take a flyer on a guy that maybe wouldn't have gone that early, but they want him because they can. Maybe they become a trade candidate for the Rams because they're like, all right, do we need 5 and 10? Maybe we're fine with 5 and 13. Yeah, it's a little frustrating because I thought the Bengals would be a decent trade candidate. Now I have no idea what the newly run Giants are like with Harbaugh. First question to you: what do you think about the trade? I'm curious.
I was a little surprised that it was just 10 for Sexy Dexy. That kind of surprised me. That was my main goal.
Can you hit the dance?
No.
You can't hit a little Sexy Dexy? Come on, dog. Give the fans what they want. They want to see a Sexy Dexy.
Nobody wants that. Okay. I am giving the fans what they want by not doing that. So that's good.
Hey, thank you, Ray. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Okay, come on, weird. I don't all right. So yeah, the capital was kind of interesting to me, and it kind of made me think that, like, I doubt that the Rams were really in on trying to make this move, but it did make me think of, like, oh, we probably could have got away with that. We probably could have got away with sending 13, and we probably would have added like a 6 next year or something like that, just to spice it up just a little bit. But I think that ultimately my main takeaway is that the Giants, I think they're going to be pretty good this year. I mean, they figured out quarterback, they figured out running back last year. They've got, Malik Neighbors. I mean, obviously losing a guy like this is a big hit for the defense. I'm kind of curious to see how Harbaugh takes those picks, but for not a first time head coach, a first head coach coming in and getting 2 top 10 picks, and also has a quarterback on a rookie deal, a running back on a rookie deal, an absolutely phenomenal wide receiver on the outside. I mean, he's got his pick now. He can kind of do what he wants. I've seen a lot of people say that it's kind of funny that I saw like a bunch of people that were like, "Oh, Rams are burned now. We're screwed." And it's like, first of all, you don't know that. It's like, you don't know what we're looking at. No one knows what the Rams are trying to draft. I understand that certain people want a wide receiver, and maybe the Giants take one. That may not ruin our plans, though. We already may have some other plans at that spot, or where we're wanting to take 13. But I think the trade was interesting for the fact that the Giants are just like, it seems like Harbaugh is like, no, I'm trying to build up my little squad here, probably for a good just 5 year run with the Giants until he retires or something like that, and then we'll see if they can pull something off there. That's a tough division to do it, but yeah, we'll see what they pull out.
I always wonder how hard it is. Like changing jobs is weird, especially after you've been somewhere for like multiple years. Not that that's a normal thing for our age of staying
Mhm.
somewhere like 10, 15, 20 years. But I
Yeah,
wonder
no,
how difficult that is. Yeah, I wonder how difficult that is to be like his name is synonymous with Baltimore for such a long time. It's like now you're just uprooted. Okay, cool. You run the Giants now. I
yeah.
was random, but I was always curious about that. Uh, the reason why I say like this does impact as well. It came out earlier this morning. Albert Breer talking about this is a critical season for Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Bengals are doing what they can to make sure that they can try to win this year to keep Joe Burrow happy. Adam Schefter on the Dexter Lawrence trade between the Giants and Bengals. Uh, it's funny, and we need we need to start this out because every time I see it on Twitter of everyone like it's a commonplace theory now. It's not a secret that Rams fans think they're getting Joe Burrow whenever
Yeah.
Matthew
Yeah.
Stafford's gone. Who was the first? Because I know before last season, like way before last season, we were talking about this, especially in private. Like, and I can't remember who, like, or where it came from. Can you please help me out here?
I might need to ask some other guys. I'm thinking Peo and Rams House in particular. They may have some insight on who started that. But yeah, this has been a conversation now for quite a while where we kind of Rams fans were like, oh, as soon as Stafford's done, we'll just kick out a few ones out to Cincinnati and just get Joe Burrow in here, which I think is phenomenal. I think that's cool as hell. That we were just like, yeah, we'll just do that probably. But yeah, it's I know I've been hammering it for a while now. I don't know. I don't think I'm trying to think if I heard that somewhere and then I kind of piggybacked it, or if I was like Burrow, dude, like because I was on Trevor Lawrence until and Joe Burrow, like as a combo, whatever, like looking at both of
Yeah,
them until Lawrence got Cohen in as his coach, and then his D, and it was like, oh yeah, they're not going to move him. So, but Burrow is one of those where it's like, yeah, that could for sure happen, dude, and feels real. I don't know.
got the even Ray saying Burrows is getting traded anytime soon. Boy, do we need to bring this conversation up again? The track record that is the Cincinnati Bengals. It's not so much just Joe Burrow and his talent. Like obviously, no one should ever, in their right mind, ever trade away Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. There's guys you don't trade because if you can't win with them, that's on you. Like I'm sorry. There's the Justin Herbert thing.
Detroit
I'm gonna put him in the
Lions.
same
You
category.
couldn't win with them. That's on you.
Exactly. Like you shouldn't like. Why are you trading away Matthew Stafford? Figure it the fuck out. Like, there you gotta figure it out. Um, yeah, but so my thing, and I know credit to LA Rams superfan. He also has been very early on this. I remember before last season him talking to me about it, and he was like, "No, Joe Burrow, not Trevor, like all none of the other guys." And I know Rams Rangers said Stafford's getting extended. Those are always 1 year at a time. That's just what they're doing, 1 year at a time. Because if he wins the Super Bowl this year, it's hard to imagine him wanting to be like what more do you want? Like,
Yeah,
it's who knows?
truly though.
It's more on Cincinnati though, and we can briefly talk about this. It comes down to how they just fuck things up. The Carson Palmer situation. This is the same ownership that fiasco happened. Like he had a threatened retirement, and then eventually he's out to was it Oakland first, and then Arizona. Like Carson Palmer was talked about like to a lot of people almost the same degree Joe Burrow is now. Some people think he's a lock at top five. Some people are like, he throws a lot of yards, he could win a bunch of games, but what else has he done? Carson Palmer was the same way. He was lining it up with Ocho Cinco, Manzada. Um, yeah, he wasn't AJ Green. That was Dalton. But it's like history
And
repeats itself in the NFL
Chad
all the
Johnson, Chad Johnson, and Hushanzada. That was awesome. And was it who was back
love
then?
their offense. Was there
Who was back? Was
Rudy
it
Johnson? Rudy Johnson?
I think it was Rudy Johnson. I was going to say Gio, but Rudy Johnson sounds more accurate.
I think Giovanni Bernard. Yeah, Giovanni Bernard was with Dalton. I think he was later.
Okay.
If I'm
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and Simpson and all those guys they were after. Yeah.
I believe Palmer was older, but still, like it was. I remember it being a huge deal of like it's like what are you doing? Like pay your quarterback, or whatever else the issues were. Joe Burrow's not in his third year. Like he's on his second contract.
Yeah.
It comes down to if they get to a situation where they can't keep winning because he's getting absolutely obliterated and killed every season, which is a little bit on him. He's got to be better at working with his protection. But I mean, he's consistently getting injured, and maybe he hates Zach Taylor, and it's the Brown family, who's likely to ship guys out because they just can't figure things out. Look at recently, both wide receiver contracts, Trey Hendrickson fiasco, and it comes down to okay. Now you're trading your 10th pick for a D tackle, and then you only extend him 1 year. Their fans aren't the happiest about it.
That's a smart move, though. They made the right call. He's still got 2 years under his contract. They gave him a 1-year extension, so they locked him in for 3 years. That's pretty good, actually. And they'll figure out another contract after that, but they've got him for 3 years. So
I think for like 30 other teams, great move. I'm okay on it for the Bengals. It doesn't move the needle for me. I think they got bigger fish to fry. Like you got to address the offensive line. Like you have every bell and whistle on that team except a great defense and like a solid offensive lineman. Aurelius Mims was a rookie last year. Besides him, I can't name a single offensive lineman on that team. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can see it happening, and I am a true believer in the football gods, in history repeating itself, and it's the same actors there. And speaking truth to power of this being a YouTuber and like Rams creator, just fun little theory behind the scenes to now it's like openly on Twitter. That means somebody in that building has seen those tweets there, and that means there's a chance that Joe Burrow has seen someone's tweet about him going to LA. Say he's seen the memes. You speak truth to power. If Joe Burrow ends up in LA, I'm buying lottery tickets. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, I mean, for sure. And yeah, you don't know how far tweets can go, man. I just had a throwaway tweet hit 2.6 million views.
Oh, yeah.
For why? Dude? What the hell? I was getting so annoyed, dude. But it was one of those where I was like, I wonder who's seen this. Who's just seen me ripping fanatics on Twitter now? Just like who has no clue who I am, but whatever. But yeah, it's certainly possible. I would say not only is it possible, I would say it's probable that Burrow has seen the noise from Rams fans being like, yo, the second Stafford's out, come on over to town. I mean, I think that people are forgetting the age that we got Stafford at. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he was 26 or something. You know what I mean? Like, we got him late, bro. And like, he's still, I mean, obviously he's on fire right now, MVP quarterback, but yeah, one number 9 to another. And yeah, I think that would be the case. I think that he would wear 9. I don't think 9's like a retirable era right now for Stafford. What's that?
It'd be so sick. It'd be so sick.
Just keep going to retire.
No, to go from Stafford, and then they just like, all right, cool. We'll change the nameplate. Here's the next quarterback.
Dude, he really is, man. Glock 9, it totally is eternal. But yeah, it's I feel
it's inevitable.
Yeah, I feel weird because number 9 is the number that I have on all my jerseys. But so everybody's like, oh, Stafford. It's like, well, that's actually Sheriff Joe Bags custom, but still pretty sweet. Yeah. But yeah, it's I think that Burrow, the stuff, it's like if he could come over to the Rams, I think it's one of those things. And I understand like some people have already commented in here of like, I just don't see it that much with him. And it's like, this is the exact stuff that everybody said about Stafford, man. And it's like he makes some of these throws and some of these decisions, not just throws, some of the decisions that he makes. You're like, this guy's next level. Straight up, he's next level. It's like that's something you don't get with a Justin Herbert, who physically, arm talent, he's got it all. He is probably the best quarterback in the NFL. mentality, though, doesn't have that. His decisions aren't there, stuff like that. So I think that with Burrow, he's one of those guys where you bring him into your offense, especially under a McVay offense. Man, this dude could cook stuff up, man. Breer had a bunch of interesting tidbits, though, not just talking about potential of Burrow coming over to, yo, shout out. What's up? Cheeky Metro. Shout out. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. A little pause for that, man.
I love you get hold on. It's such a little there you go. Thank you, Cheeky.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for being here. That's awesome.
somebody said you cheeky bastard. Hell yeah. Thank you.
Hell yeah. But
new members and super chats are always welcome. We love you guys.
Yes, always.
Sorry.
Yes, this is. I'm glad you had this up. We didn't talk about this. So look at you, dude. Look at the big brain on tuna. That the Rams have sniffed around, potentially moving up from pick 13. What this means is that there's probably a player at the Rams like. My question here, though, and I don't know if we'll ever find this. This is the question I posed to Payo and Rams. We have a group chat that goes back like years. It's awesome. But I asked them, it was like, I want to know if these phone calls were happening before the Giants trade or if they started after the Giants trade. That's my biggest question.
Way before. These happened like way in advance.
But as far as it being a reportable information of the Rams are looking at moving up, has that been, because that means there's a bit of a ramp, right? That from before. So was this trade or was it after trade? That's what I want to know.
So keeping move up for Ty Simpson. Oh, I hate that name. That's gonna be stuck in my head now. That bugs the hell out of me. Thank you, Muad'Dib.
Way to go,
Muad'Dib. So who do we think this is benefiting? Like, who does this benefit? Is this a shout out to the rest of the league? The Rams are like, hey, we're making calls, like answer your fucking phone. Or is this like someone more? Is this more pillow talk? Who's Albert Breer sleeping with? Is he sleeping with Mike McDonald? Is he leaking shit?
You see pictures of him and Mike McDonald hugging. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm about 10 minutes away from photoshopping you and me standing on that Arizona balcony every time there's a Rams rumor. But I don't know who this benefits. It seems like it's such a random. Seems like just like, all right, I've got this. We're not getting hits. I don't know where Albert Breer's ESPN, right? Or is the NFL Network, or both, whatever it is. How much smoke is here? If it ramped up, like you said, I actually had to pull up because somebody that covers the Jets reached out to me, asking hey, what's going on? Is this pretty valid? And so I had to pull up my notes from a few weeks ago, and I want to see what you think in regards to this topic. Realistically, how far the Rams could trade up. I think picks 9 through 12 are like the lock for most realistic, obviously, just because it's not going to take moving up 1 to 3 spots doesn't take the haul everyone thinks it does. It's hefty for sure, but every step up it does increase. I said very realistic, just because if they really do want a wide receiver or a right tackle, because what if they hate Warren McClendon? What if they secretly don't trust him for whatever reason and they want a right tackle? That I could see that happening. All the way to pick 8 for the Saints. I'm unsure because I don't know what Kellen Moore and Mickey Loomis really want to do. Maybe they just want to get as many rookies as possible because they just got out of that salary cap hell and they don't want to slog it down with more veterans. All the way to I think the highest is pick 7. I think it's with Washington, just because they've got 6 picks. I see a lot of their fans saying they really should get more because they've got so many holes that they need to fill for pause. Just having to battle with an East that they're expecting to be competitive with Harbaugh now and the Giants. So
I'm sure
I don't know.
It's going to be fire this year, actually.
But I don't want to reveal my conversations, my sources. But those are just my notes that I have. I don't know. Does that sound crazy? Like maybe up to 7 at the most? I don't see higher than that.
I'll be honest. I think with Giants moving into 10, I think that 5 could be for sale. if you can package in 13. If they can instead go from 5 to 10 to 10 to 13 and 10 and 13, I think that makes perfect sense for them as well. So if there's a player that they feel like they still like and can move back at 13 and grab two guys that they like 10 and 13, I don't think that's unrealistic that the Rams could wiggle into that range. I would say probably not Tennessee at 4. I've been just like mental mocking, I guess, if we have to put a term on it, of in this spot, just because Cam Ward rookie season, I mean, he's definitely showed things, but I think 7 definitely makes sense. Cleveland is such a wild card. They have no strategy or no like plan, I feel like. So I feel like you can always just call them and be like, "You guys want to do this?" And they're like, "All right." So like, I don't know.
I'm sorry, Cleveland.
I feel like you
Another show. They just take shots from us all the time, and I feel so bad. Random note on I was stuck in traffic for like 80 minutes. Buddy called me, and he out of nowhere, I forgot what he said. He took a shot at the Cleveland Browns. I was like, dude, what is this? Like,
we really are
so
we're an anti show. And we didn't to me. We just it just ended up happening, where everything yeah, and also I guess I'm broken. I've begun mocking.
Just do a mock draft. You're doing it in your head. It's
I hate when a new comment pops up as I'm trying to pull one out. Anyway, yeah, they literally took 2 quarterbacks last year. They got freaking strong-armed into taking a quarterback they didn't even want.
I won't get started on why I hate. Maybe at the end, if somebody reminds me, like 5 minutes before we sign off, why I hate the Browns so much, I'll dive into my Kevin Stefanski and Cleveland Browns lore. But please continue about them having no direction on what they're doing at pick 6.
Does anybody think that the Cleveland Browns are sitting in there right now in their draft rooms and just being like, all right, yeah, for sure. All right, we got our 6 guys that we really like. One of them's definitely going to follow us. We'll be all right. I don't think so. I think that they're probably sitting in the room of like, man, what's Sonny Jr. doing out here, man? Like, we got to figure this out. So, yeah, I don't know. Washington, that could feel real. Because they have a good squad, and I think that loading up picks and depth makes a lot of sense for them.
So
makes sense.
On Cleveland, I do want to ask you, because I know some people deal with it. They're like, "Oh, you got to trade back because you can't," like the Jeremiah Love conversation of, "Oh, you can't take a running back that high because the cap," and blah blah. Like, what? Is that true with the Browns? Like, if they're in a salary cap problems, like, can they afford 2 first rounders? Like, do they actually want to trade out? Like, because the rookie contract is significantly less the further back in the first round you get. Not crazy amounts, but significant enough to where is that a real thing for them, you think?
It's certainly possible. And you would think for a team like the Browns, well, opposite of that, you would think a team like us, it's like we understand it, like the salary cap is not real and you can just finagle some stuff and you'll be all right. The Browns deserve that though, to be in salary cap hell for what they did with Sean Watson. So this is just what you get. But as far as it impacting their draft picks, it's certainly possible that they are kind of like a little bit weary about it. So yeah. They're looking at the combine now. This week, they're looking at the combine. They also sit at 24, like you said. They have 2 first-round picks, so I think that is absolutely a possibility. I think that the Rams could pull off, like, I don't know what they could pull off here, but I've already used one of our first-round picks for Trent McDuffie. You know what I mean? So like, we're kind of playing on some good money right now on just bringing in a rookie at 13. But I would say that I feel like you're right, man. I'm going to go ahead and double down on I think the Giants at 5, they would sell that spot. I think that because moving from 5 to 13 to still sit at 10 also, I mean, I don't think that they would hate that necessarily, but it depends on who they fall in love with at 5. If they do have somebody at that spot that they really, really want.
Giants will be back from 5. Like, yeah, if let's say they're like, we were going to get our defender, like Sonny Styles is falling to us. And if not, we're getting Reese. And if not, we're getting Bailey. And if they go boom, 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 and they're all gone, they're like, oh, fuck, we're not taking Carnell Tate at 5. I was like, we're not taking Jeremiah Love, like, at 5. Then I could see them wanting to sell 5. I don't think it's the Rams. A move up from 13 to 5, that's where you get in the category of you're talking like they're going to talk about that trade for 10 years from now because it's like 3 firsts and a second next year for a first and a 7th rounder. And on top of that, who the hell are the Rams that desperate for to move up that far? You know what I mean? Like who?
My guy, but we know.
Yeah, outside of a franchise quarterback, like who are you moving that far up for? Like, are they that?
I've got my guy that I'd move up for myself, but we'll talk about that on the Wednesday show. We'll give our guys just like that's when that day will come. It's like a pre-draft special for you. So I'm not going to give my names or anything away right now. But
you gonna do a mock draft? You're gonna do a mock draft?
No, I'm just going to say a bunch of guys that I like. I'll be if we get, but basically, I don't know. I think that the report coming out that the Rams are sniffing around, I think that's for the Rams. I think that's for our benefit. You asked that question earlier. I think that's for us to try to prompt phone calls from teams willing to move back, because it have to be true that you've actually made phone calls. I feel like we probably have, if no one, let's make a deal Snead in the gang. But I think that that overall, that's a little nugget that you the NFL world, where all of a sudden, what if the Giants are like, hey, we just moved to 10. It's like, yo, what are you guys thinking of moving up? Like, what's going on here? Like, or what if they're willing to drop from 10 to 13 and we move up to 10? You know what I mean? Or it's like, I really don't think the Arizona Cardinals would trade with us, but I also feel like at that spot, it would make perfect sense for them to move back. I just don't know if they would do that with us. Maybe we have some of that LAFD juju still from taking over their venue that they still want to maybe help us out a little bit. But yeah, I think that's what it is, though. I think it's the Rams putting that nugget out into the NFL world so that they can prompt phone calls and say, like, it's the Commanders saying like, whoa, you guys are trying to move up. What's going on here? What do you got? Like, what are you trying to seek out, So I just don't think that's impossible. I don't think it would be from anybody else. I think that clearly benefits us.
And then
unless we're trying to bait teams into moving ahead of us, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
If we're like, we're trying to move up and then we're trying to get somebody else in here, like a Panthers or a Bucks or something like that, to try to jump us, to try to just, because like, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah. Like usually I would say it's a division rival, but they're so far back. It's even more unlikely. Like, are the Niners moving up, doing another Trey Lance? Seahawks ain't moving up either. They need to move back. They need picks.
Yeah, they need depth.
I don't know. I feel strongly. I really want to stick to my guns. I think no higher than 7th, because I just don't think, not that they can't negotiate a deal and it's like not possible. It's just there's just not a player that there's a screening. You got to get them. Somebody mentioned Jeremiah Love. Like, oh yeah, like
there is,
dude. Yeah, Kyron Williams, Jeremiah Love would be.
I'm not even talking Jeremiah Love,
but I am. Like, because I think USA Expat brought it up. Yeah, no one in the NFL wants to see the Rams scoring Love. I agree.
True.
But I think that would take going past 7. I do think that he's that special, and there's such a gap between him and then the next running back, at least on draft boards. Someone's gonna reach for him, and I just don't think it's gonna be the Rams. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think there's a clear-cut player that you definitely go for if you can try to make a move and get him. And I just don't think he'd be there at 13, but we'll talk about that on Wednesday.
I'm still pretty, the only thing I got
you
last draft
are in a spot right now where we don't need a lot of we have like no starting jobs open right now, and our depth is fairly fine. Like, we could definitely fill out some spots here, but our depth is also pretty fine. So if we wanted to kick out a few later picks and try to move up, I mean, I really don't think it's impossible. And especially with this report kind of coming out 3 days before round one starts, it's like, okay, something's going on here. We haven't seen the smoke yet, but the floor's feeling a little warm. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of heating up a little bit. You like
The
that one?
floor's lava.
I just thought
The
of
floor is lava. Hey, shout out to Cheeky Metro again, new channel member. With a great point that is kind of my next transition is, as much as my own mock drafts and my piece last night that I spent way too much fucking time researching for, of like, if the Rams do draft a wide receiver in the first round, which is the best fit. I mean, I'm not sold. Like, do I think they will? It's my leading theory, but I would not be surprised if they're like, nope, DeJon Stribling is our guy. Jeremy Bernard is our guy, because actually, you guys will hear later tonight from Steve Weish. He agrees with you. Like, Eric Yarber, he says, is the best wide receiver coach in the league, hands down. And if you have that secret weapon, that secret sauce, just, it doesn't matter what round the guy is. Like, if you got the Jedi Master of wide receivers to go in and be like, Sean, Les, that fourth rounder, bring him here. He's going to get you 1,000 yards this year. That's pretty fucking sick. Like, there's other guys around the league that are like that. The Niners defensive line coach, same thing. He just pumps out, develops guys, and they perform well. Salah with just defenses in general. Rams have a secret weapon in yards. So it's like, as much as it would be cool to grab that Ferrari and maybe move up a few spots for a Tate or a Tyson, the Rams just don't need it. And I hate that, because how many times have we talked about in private and on the show of like, man, I just want the Rams to get the best guy at a position, like, and then coach him up with yards. Like, just go get the best guy.
I mean, for real though. I mean, how many Rams creators in any capacity, even a passing mentioned Mump last year?
Oh, no, none at all. I love them after we drafted them.
And dude's awesome. That's kind of like where my draft stuff goes into, also, like my emotions on it is like, it's like, dude, we have no clue. I don't know anybody who connected James to this. I didn't hear that name connected to us at all. You know what I mean? Like that you can go back on that a bunch of times. I commented that on one of your tweets, was that it's for sure going to be someone no talking about, like, that none of us have mentioned. That's for sure going to be the pick. It is going to be like, it's going to be one of those where as soon as you see it, you're like, that makes perfect sense. Like, but we're not mentioning them, so.
Who is it? It's going to be, I mean, I know who I hope it's not. But yeah, it's going to be, congratulations. You now have, huh?
Is that who you texted me about? We don't got to trash him publicly, but is that who you texted me about that you don't want?
No, that, no.
I laughed out loud, by the way, just so you know.
I won't say exactly what I said, but for the sake of, I actually have no problem bringing it up. I'll bring it up on screen right here. Maybe we could talk about it, since, I mean, it's on topic. Let me bring it up here. Give me a moment. Okay. Because I do actually respect his work. It's been his first year as a beat writer with the Rams. Wrong button. Bear with me. We're not doing drama. I'm trying to bring up the next screen, but I'm old and hate shit. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you after.
Yeah. What? Huh?
The thing that made me 1,000 years old. I asked my friend the dumbest question ever the other day, and I was Jesus. Like, I'm so old.
Okay. I respect Nate Atkins. I love it. Like, I do like his work. I've asked him to come on the channel. Like, I've emailed him. We just couldn't work out schedule. Like, he got back to me. He was like, hey, just busy. I was, hey, no worries. Like his work. His mock draft, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but when it comes down to the reasoning for it, and not to give away, hopefully the Athletic doesn't hate that we're just showing the free article that's open for everybody. He had Freeling. Yeah, he had Freeling. It's a free article. Freeling. Like, hey, I don't care. I mock a lot of shit. I get yelled at all the time. They're like, why would you pick him over Mekhi Lemon? I understand it. But it's the reasoning right here. So let me try to zoom a little bit for you guys. What it does allow, we'll just read it. Been a big on wide receiver in the spot, as I think that's what the Rams will want to find most to add an impact player for 2026. But with Ohio State's Carnell Tate, Lemon, Tyson going top 10, you don't want to force it. Agree. And what if they can't move back? I understand that. What it does allow is for Freeling to drop a handful of spots beyond where many project him to go as one of draft's top linemen. And as the Rams weigh an upgrade over Warren, I just suck at that. Warren McClendon's right tackle. Where was the part that pissed me off? Okay, this part right here. Warren McClendon would move into a swing tackle role in his contract year, which is a need the Rams must fill in this draft. Freeling would become a cost-controlled asset for 5 years on an offensive line with 4 starters hitting free agency in a year. Basically, he's saying, cool, you can move Warren McClendon as a swing tackle, and then you're going to start Freeling because he's, got high ceiling. That drives me insane. One, because I'm a fucking nerd with this stuff. I know for a fact no team has ever won a Super Bowl with a starting tackle that's a rookie. Just has not happened. I know left tackle for sure, right tackle, I need to double check, but I'm fairly confident it's true for right tackle as well. But it just goes against what I know about the Rams. I don't care if it's not a sexy pick. If they end up picking a lineman, like I could see the reasoning behind it, but if that's the reasoning of like, oh, McClendon would play swing tackle, it just doesn't check out for me. Am I missing something? And that's what pissed me off was the reasoning behind it.
I mean, that's kind of what he has been. I mean, in fairness. So I don't disagree with Nate in his assessment. What I would say is, and I mean, I know Cheeky Metro is talking about it here. McClendon is starter. Is he though? I mean, we have a fairly limited basis on that. And I have no intentions of trashing Warren McClendon. I've been a McClendon guy this whole time. Ever since he was drafted, I liked him. And I had a bunch of people that were like, nah, dude, he hasn't got it. And it's like, I don't know, man, that's something I like about him. And then this year, everybody's like, he's the best right tackle, whatever. So not to like trash other humans well, you know what I mean? But McClendon, I think that my brain keeps going to Bo Limmer, where we had no reason to think that Bo Limmer wasn't going to be really good this last year. He ended up being inactive most days. So, I mean, and that not to say that because that has happened at center with Bo Limmer, that will for sure happen at right tackle with McClendon. But it's a little bit of a thought in my head of like, it kind of feels like the Rams are trying to set up an offensive line where it kind of feels like you have 2 starters at each spot. And that's to say that you have a guard that can come in and maybe that's Dedich come in and he can play left or right if either of those guys go down and you're not getting that much worse. Obviously your starters, it's a drop off because if it's not, that guy should have been your starter in the first place. So when you have a guy like that, and then McClendon could certainly play both right and left if needed. I understand we wouldn't be, not even thinking about it one bit if McClendon's lining up at left tackle. We definitely would be kind of keeping an eye over there myself, I know. But I would say that for this assessment, I mean, I think it does make sense. I think Nate's point does make perfect sense that, I mean, we got to see how McClendon comes in, and I don't think it's a bad thing. Grab a tackle at 13 and be like, all right, Warren, you are the guy. You are our guy. We like you at this spot, but this guy is actively fighting for your job. So warm him off, man. Like keep him on the bench, man. And then that could be the motivator for McClendon to have a really good year. And that's like Limmer never got that chance because we didn't let him. We were like, Coleman Shelton is our guy. Sorry about it, Bo. Sit down, man. Like, and so we just kind of did that. I don't know if that's something that the Rams are necessarily pushing for because we also saw that happen in free agency. And I don't think the Rams would be willing to just fill in a starter role with a rookie at any position. I don't think that they itch for that. I think that anytime a rookie comes in and actually plays meaningful time for the Rams, that was because of what they showed post draft. That's what they show in camp. That's what you're seeing in July and in August in practice games and stuff. So I that's where I would disagree that we would pick a guy to be our starting right tackle. I don't think I agree with that. I just think it makes a lot of sense to bring in a guy and say, all right, one of y'all is going to be the starter. May the best man win kind of thing. I think that makes the most sense.
Always okay with competition.
Yeah.
1,000%. Like we said the same thing about other spots. I think where I get very conflicted and where my frustration comes from when I do see linemen drafted in the first round is because how many times on the stream with you, alone with the chat, just me and Muad'Dib hanging out, uh, you know, just as friends, not insiders, not hanging out in Arizona. Yeah, we just clear the air, no assumptions. Um, for anybody drafted in the first 3 rounds, generally you're gonna play either significant snaps or you're going to be called upon as a key rotational guy throughout the season. This past season, as a reminder, that was Josiah Stewart. Tyler Davis was active, I believe, at least 14 games. I think
He was in there, but
they double check it. Yeah, he's in it pretty significantly. And then when there's injuries, those guys rotate in. And then the third rounder, is that it? I'm missing the first round. Terrence Ferguson, technically the first rounder. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
second.
and then the year before, same thing. But in talking with somebody else outside of this room here with everybody here, a reminder of situational drafting takes place too. The Rams today are in a different spot they have been in past years, drafting from luxury and ability to buck some trends. So maybe I'm getting fixated on the wrong trend. Maybe that's a trend. That's the trend that will get bucked. And I'm going to be so pissed because I've spent so many hours fixated on wide receivers because I'm more naturally able to critique wide receivers. Like I have a better eye for it than I do with linemen. So
Well, offensive line is
tough.
the hardest. The hardest evaluation to do because so much of it is dependent on play call, defense, and the guy next to you. And obviously that factors in on any position, but a wide receiver can line up and you can have 20 plays in a row where you get a really good look at that guy just because it's either going against zone, going against man, and he's just wiggling his way through the defense and stuff. You can see a guy get wide ass open even when he doesn't get the ball. So it's like that kind of stuff. But you can see a time where there's miscommunication on an offensive line. This guy gets passed off. Dude doesn't pick it up, and now it looks like a sack given up by that tackle or something like that when it really was the guard missing an assignment. It could be that they had the lineup set, everything was good, but then all of a sudden there's a delayed blitz coming from the linebacker that no one sees. And so it's like, oh, this line sucks, or this guy, like, he didn't pick it up kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, but there was zero expectation that guy was coming. There's too many moving parts for the offensive line to really, for me to evaluate in a reasonable way. I can't tell you offensive line good. I need help there. I think though that I am probably the only one that is like, we're for sure going defense though. This whole time
you're a minority. You're a minority pick. Yeah,
I know, but I feel like that I've been so confident in this whole offseason that anytime anybody's like wide receiver this, or we go, it's like my brain's like, well, yeah, we can have this conversation. That sounds fun, but it doesn't matter. We're going defense. So I don't know. That's where I've been at this whole time.
No, I mean, I multiple mock drafts. I got Jamad McCoy, who unfortunately I just saw a report that he is having some knee issues. There's a plug and a meniscus issue that just came out like right before we went on stream. So that is going to tank. If it's true, it's going to tank a stock, and that sucks for him. But no, I mean, Mansour Lane, like I'm all for it. Cassius Howell, we talk about him on here all the time. That's your guy, Texas A&M. But USA Expert does have a good question. I'm kind of confused if he's asking us why we go to the McClendon debate, or if like the media, if they're just missing that. Because I know the media outside of Rams beat writers, a lot of people they saw the Rob Havens sign, like, hey, he's retired. They're like, oh, cool. There's a hole there. They got to draft tackle. And they were not aware that he missed 13, 14 games or 13 games plus regular season. No, 10 plus postseason. Sorry.
Like, yeah, I guess my question back to this would be, what else would it be about if we're talking about offensive tackle, really the position that we have a question about?
Oh, because he's talking about a backup left tackle. Like, you can go left tackle. Like, there's plenty of swing guys, which is true. Like, I've looked at some of them, and I do love some of them, but I have them all as like day two guys. Day two, day three. Like, I'm missing.
If you can play both sides, you're probably not a Ram anyway. Let's be real.
Is that where we're at now? Is that just
That feels
Jack of all
so
trades,
ridiculous.
master of none.
No, because no, it's not a jack of all trades, master of none. It's can you freaking block your guy? Do this, but that way now. I mean, come on, man. It's like I don't think
It's
it's that at all.
do it or you're not gonna fucking be here.
Yeah, it's hey, there's guys trying to kill MVP. Stop them from doing that, please. No matter where the hell you're lined up. So no, I disagree with that too. That like left tackles can only play left and the rights can only play right. I think that's kind of died over the last
It's
decade
so
or
hard.
so. That's kind of a dead thing now. Like you play both sides now as an offensive lineman, unless you're like a Trent Williams, where it's like obviously you're not going to shake him around and move in other places. It's like I don't know. I think that if we're really feeling frisky out here, like I think that moving AJ to right tackle, and if we got like some badass mother at left, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like you could do that, and vice versa. Like I think that it never worked out because of just who he was, but that Havenstein absolutely could have played left if we needed him to. You know what I mean? I think he did take a few reps there at some point in his career, but I know that usually he would stay at right.
What it comes down to, and shameless plug, but on our channel, our conversation with Trevante Sylvester, he's a swing tackle. He's played left and right, and as part of our conversation was like how challenging is it actually to do, like what actually goes into it, and it's more. Don't say R.I.P. Heavens. He's not dead. Don't say that.
He's part of Believe now.
Yeah, he's going into media.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I offered him a cheeseburger to join us, and he's like, "Nah."
He
So
said
that's
no.
cool. That's fine. Jerk.
Man,
Yeah, it was the same cheese.
Too.
It was good enough for Les, but not for him, I guess. Relax in peace. What was I saying? Oh, it's more obviously it takes an ungodly amount of hours, like extra reps, working on your own technique, but it creates your good problem. You got double film to watch. Like if you are expected to like switch back and forth to a season, because you got to be ready for moves and counter moves on certain guys that you're watching in film. Like you're gonna have to watch double film. So it's you're asking somebody to take on a significant workload, and it takes a very special kind of player to be able to do that. I think I'm just not a fan of it. Like if you're dedicate your time there, like guards, I think is a little bit easier, but tackles are such a bookend. And then it's the money part. Left tackles want to be left tackles because they do make like the second most money after quarterbacks. So that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, I know that it literally just happened in Atlanta, but it's like just because your starter is a lefty doesn't mean you have to have a lefty backup. You know what I mean? Like people can do things a little bit different. And also, you're pros now. If you're a damn professional, be a professional, man. Like if where you need to be is where you need to be, but go be there. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not ideal. And obviously, like if for like Rob Havenstein, he was a right tackle whole career. So yeah, it is awkward to move to the other side, but it's not like the ball's gonna get snapped and he's gonna just like go inside. You know, he's not gonna like just like take over for Steve and be like, oh no, I was supposed to go this way. It's like they're not dumbasses though. Like
he said left and he starts kicking with his right. He's like,
yeah, it's like,
sorry, W. My bad. That's where you get the look.
Myles Garrett celebrating back and it's like, I blew it. Like no,
Sex.
that's not.
What dance is he doing? I hate you.
Yeah.
More I for me yeah, everyone's got their favorites, but we're getting close, I think, to the end of the stream. We've learned through our actual topics. I put in the chat about like 30-40 minutes ago, if you guys have any other questions. Do you want to pick and choose, or do you want me to pull up some for you, Joe? What would you like? I starred them for us.
Oh, swag. All right, let me go through these real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll start at the top here. Come on. It says, what is your ideal mid-season trade we make to push for it all this year? That's a really good question. It's a fun question. Hard question pre-draft, but fun question. And like like knowing who gets hurt and stuff, you know. That's tough.
I'm looking at a map of the teams right now. It's got to come from a perennially bad team, I would assume.
I wouldn't say a
Cleveland.
perennial, like them all the dumbest teams you think of. Browns.
Browns. But no, teams that are like they're in rebuild, where it's like, hey, if you got a good to great player, and he's like on a rebuilding team, Miami, New Orleans, Vegas, Arizona. I mean, if they want to,
They're not going to trade
whoever's going to be the
mid-season
worst
for
in
the
North.
division.
The Jets, Giants. That's who I think. Maybe Atlanta, but Raheem's gone. Also, I had a random thought. I'm thinking of Raheem. What if for every head coach that leaves the Rams, they have a blood pact that, like, at one point we're going to call upon you and we're going to ask you to hook us up with a draft trade. That's why Raheem Morris did that trade. Now
Yeah,
it's LaFleur's job. It's LaFleur's turn this year.
I know, right? Yeah, and then they're going to beat us on Monday Night Football.
You're gonna swap picks with us in the first round. You're gonna fucking like it. I don't know. That's hard. That's a broad question.
It's hard because we're in April. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing is like we don't know what's going to happen this season. Like, because you mentioned Jets, and my brain was like, it's certainly possible that we get to a point in the season where Geno Smith is not cutting it for the Jets. Just hypotheticals, and somebody like Garrett Wilson is like, get me the hell out of here, and the Rams still need a 3. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's impossible.
But it also depends on. I think this week answers that question. Because let's say they get like a 6th round wide receiver only, and then they go through the season, and it's like, okay, you get one injury here, you're not getting production out of Kanate or Jordan or Xavier like you thought. The 6th round rookie's not ready. We can't do 13 personnel as well. All right, cool. Do they go get a running back? Do they get a receiver? I had to pull up an old list. Brian Thomas Jr. was talked about earlier. What if they're not great and he wants out? Yeah. What if they just want a speedy running back and Devon Achane does become available? Chris Olave, DK Metcalf. I mean, there's names out there. It just depends who they pick this week. I think after Saturday, we can actually answer that question a little better.
Soon, Kamal. Next one here from Kamal. So, what game feels the most trap-like this season? Which are you looking forward to the most? Again, another one where I feel like I need the schedule because I need to see timing of the games to see when the real traps here. But I would say the main trap game feel to me would probably be man.
I can pull the opponents for you real quick.
I largely have them, but because my brain was going to go Raiders, but I just don't know if that's true. But also, we lost to the friggin' Jets a couple years ago. You know what I mean? So, like, anything's possible.
I didn't have Atlanta on our list. Losing to them last year. Trap game. Fuck. I mean, it sucks because none of these teams are like.
It doesn't feel like there's a lot of bad teams here.
Vegas is supposed to be better. I'll hold reservation on that. Like,
me too.
I'll change that question to who do you think will surprisingly be the worst on this list?
Good question. Surprisingly be the worst on this list.
Yeah.
Give me Pack.
Bro, give me some. High five me from below you. Yeah. Slap it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've got as much vitriol for LaFleur as I do a former Cleveland Browns coach. Like I'm out on him. I've been out on him for a while now. I don't think they're going to be very good this year, even with all the talent that they allegedly have.
Do they? Where is it, man? Because I can't find it. I think they have they're loaded with wide receiver 3s all over the place. They just got rid of one of them. I don't necessarily love Jordan Love. I there's something about his play where it's like, yeah, he's good, but he's not that, like, he's not great. He's not that guy that's going to, pull you to the top kind of thing. Obviously they have Micah Parsons and stuff like that. That's big, but their defense doesn't really jump out. I don't necessarily see it, but every single year they win more games than I expect them to. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too harsh.
He can't develop. I mean, is my problem with LaFleur is I don't think it's more of like the talentless receivers. Like Matthew Golden's there, and I'm still going to defend Matthew Golden. I don't say guys are bust after just 1 year. I refuse to.
Yeah.
I don't think the Packers have any ability. Might be one of the worst wide receiver developers in the league.
Yeah.
Their last receiver to surpass what is 860 yards in the season was Devontae Adams in 2021, and I'm not giving credit to LaFleur for that. That's McCarthy, and that's Aaron Rodgers. That's not LaFleur whatsoever. So, in my opinion, they have never developed a wide receiver to be very good. And I think that's more on their coaching staff than anything. So that's I'll end it there and I'll move on to the next one. I'll pull up.
I'll give a quick nod
photos.
to I'll give a quick nod to Tampa Bay. They might be the worst on that.
Ooh, I can see that.
Yeah.
Next question. From you to expat with Morris, DC, and SF, LaFleur, head coach in Arizona. How much did the Rams modify their offense this season? Take it away, Joe.
Probably a bunch. I mean, we see it every single year, though. The Rams offense has a different vibe to it, seemingly every single year. Last year, we kind of were, I think, anticipating 13 at some point, and then they kind of got forced into it in London, and then we kind of saw it a lot from there on out. And then there was a few games that it, dwindled heavy, but I think that was a matchup-based decision. But I think that overall, the Rams always kind of changes. Every single year, it's got its own vibe. We might be back to the year of jet sweeps. You know what I mean? Like we've kind of phased those out. So we still see them every once in a while, but not nearly what we used to see at. This last year too, we saw a lot of 13. We saw a lot of the backside wide receiver becoming one of the options in a like a flood situation. So I just don't know what other wrinkles we'll add, but I'm sure it's going to be different than it has been. And I think you're absolutely right with that. I mean, Morris beat us last year as a head coach on Monday Night Football late in the season when we were fighting for trying to seed stuff like that. So, and then obviously LaFleur in Arizona. I'm not sure how good they're going to be, but he knows us obviously, and that's the thing. We've seen that before when coaches leave us. It seems like we have a hard time moving the ball on them, and it's because they're like they can come in and be like, "Here's trying to do this. It's not. This is what play they're doing. This is what we're trying to attack us. Let's just take those away," kind of thing. So it's going to be very different. To tell you what it's going to look like, obviously, I don't know right now. Let me get some camp time in and some other conversations from. As like training camp rolls on and stuff like that to say what I think we see this year, but it'll obviously be pretty different from last year.
What we'll do, we got about 4 others to go through. What we'll do is we'll just take turns. I ask you one, you answer, you ask me the next one, and we won't go back and forth. So that way we're not sitting here for 2 hours. So if you want to grab the next one, then I'll answer it.
All right, from Ray, how do we feel about our NFC West opponents off seasons so far?
I mean, Arizona is about as much as you can do. Curious to see if they do have to go after Ty Simpson. I think that's the best fit. That or Nussmeier. I'm not a Drew Aller fan. I don't think that makes sense for how I assume LaFleur is gonna run his offense. I mean, it's gonna be similar to what the hell we're doing. What if it's exactly the same? it's everything's same play call. It's like each week they play the time slot after us, and they just run the same script. They're like, all right, we got our script. We watched the Rams game. We know exactly what we're doing today. I think the NFC West team that's had the best one, I think by default, it's probably the Niners. It's just felt the most complete. They've addressed. You can not like the players. You can have a thought towards the quality of players that are there. I think Mike Evans is a really good signing for them, more than just like the talent. I think as a captain for the room, I think it's a much needed refresh. Like you can't let Trent Williams walk. So like, yeah, of course you're going to re-sign him. I think I feel better about their offseason for them once they figure out the Brandon Ayuk situation. In Seattle's been kind of just there. I mean, you're losing guys. It's typical Super Bowl shit. Like you're losing guys, and you're gonna have to figure out how to refill the roster with limited draft stock. So I think I feel good about the Niners one. They'll be an annoying double-digit win team this season, as they typically are.
For sure. Underrated of Walker going to the Chiefs, by the way. I think it's a really good move for them.
Yeah, true. I'm gonna skip Muad'Dib's. Sorry, buddy. Since it's very similar. Kind of talked about the Mike Evans thing real quick. I'll jump down to cheeky Metro. I think with Robert Woods, we can coach up some gems, wide receivers, and Metro back. Oh, that's not a question. I'm sorry. I just really like this comment.
Damn.
Last comment that question that I do have starred is from Kamal Covey. Not sure if you saw this. I did, but did Zachariah Branch getting arrested for being black move his stock up? Do you want to touch this one?
I don't even know what the situation is or who is. Oh.
I do. Happened late last night or the night before. It came out like you get the standard report. You wait for it every single year. Zachariah Branch arrested and released on bond. It was like a $39 bond as well. It was like a really random number. It was like he paid for a bunch of in and out. It was like that amount. And so you expect it. One, it's a Georgia player. There's already a shtick that they've got to them the last few years because of some guys' troubles. And then you're like, oh, fuck, there goes his draft stock. Then it comes out, the police report that they boasted out that somebody was like, see, look at him. And I read it and I'm like, I'm kind of on Zachariah Branch's side. Let me quickly find it here. If I can remember correctly as I look for it, he was arrested. He was not intoxicated. No, nothing. He was standing on the sidewalk. He was signed for. Find it.
I did hear
blocking
that
a sidewalk. Blocking a sidewalk. Apparently, I can't spell Zachariah Branch because it brought up a lot of
fair.
Stuff
That's
from India.
What the hell is that name? It's hard as hell to spell.
Athens. Let's find it. Found it. Here we go. This is funny. Tom Pelissero. NFL Network has obtained a police report, misdemeanor. This came out of a report. Public sidewalk for not moving far enough when a police officer asked him to move. A male, later identified as Zachariah Branch, continued to stand on the sidewalk without making an attempt to move. I continue to give him verbal commands to move from blocking the sidewalk. Zachariah Branch smirked, then stepped backwards and to the right, then remained standing upon the public sidewalk so as to obstruct, hinder, and impede free passage upon said sidewalk, as well as impede free, all this. So the memes are he was arrested for standing there menacingly. So the joke is like, is this the first guy to help his draft stock by getting arrested? That's where it's coming from. This is real. This is a real police report.
Absolutely absurd, man. When you talk about power trips, man, that's like, I can't get into it, man. Like I don't have it in me.
I'm so happy you didn't see this yet.
That's man. That's so annoying, man. Oh man. I can't even imagine how he feels. I can imagine how he feels, man. He's probably not that. He's probably laughing his ass off at this right now because I imagine that the whole internet has his back. That the only person against is this soft ass cop that is is just trying to flex a badge on somebody. That's what it sounds like, at least.
We all got friends that are like, well, if he just listened, but it's like, come on, like that's taxpayer money. At the end of the day, like you could have very easily been in a situation where it's like, hey, bro, I'm standing 10 yards away from you. And if someone's yelling at you, get back and treating you like a child. I don't care if I'm an NFL star. I'm like, at that point, I'm just annoyed. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to stand here. Like, and then smirked. The fact that's in the police report means he felt that it was evidence of like proving a case of like, this is why I had to arrest him. Like, come on, man.
He's probably trying to use that as like, he gave me attitude or something like that. It's like, yeah, but attitude is not illegal, dumbass. Like, it's not illegal to be a bit of an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, that's that's fine, man. Even if that doesn't even sound like what he was doing, in fairness. So that's funny.
GTA.
That's what I was laughing at that earlier.
Oh, cheeky! You are a perfect member to this channel. You fit right the fuck in.
Hilarious.
Oh,
I hate to
hilarious!
what do we got that's positive we could end on? I hate to end on something like that.
That's not positive. I think
Oh,
that's
wait,
funny as hell.
all right, we'll end on this positivity.
Oh, do we want to end on that? All right. So
You get it.
Joe does not agree with me whatsoever.
Okay, hold on.
Obviously, you don't agree with me.
Yeah,
No.
I think Stefanski. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you do your thing.
Okay. It is true that like Cleveland itself is tainted. Like apart from Stefanski. So I see where people are like, it's not just all him. You can blame the GM. Forgot his name. But beyond the Deshaun Watson thing, I believe the Browns were one of the teams as well. They were like, we're not in on Lamar Jackson. Or they couldn't be because they're in the division anyways. That decision to go get him after the whole debacle with Baker Mayfield, and even before he became a Ram, like I'm upset that I wasn't doing podcasting like during that time because I would have been so fucking annoying all over online. How they handled that Baker Mayfield situation. All reports point to like he was petty as hell. Baker should have grown up a little bit, yeah, but who the fuck is the adult in the room? Are you running the team or are you dealing with petty personality politics within the building? Okay. Oh, I see you. I see you subtweeting at me. No. You can sit here and say it's the owner. You can say it's the GM. If you're going to sit here and tell me that Stefanski was powerless and he had to just to go like, well, there's nothing I can do.
Oh yeah, because all these problems started when Stefanski showed up. Yeah, sure.
They didn't get better.
Sure.
They didn't get better. So the quarterback situation of purgatory that he just consistently like, I'm sorry, he's to blame for that as well. The Baker situation, how it handled. OBJ, like I know OBJ is a very loud personality, but as a head coach, if you want to be successful and you want to be a kind of coach that wins coach of the year and everyone wants to give you a pity party because oh no, he has to deal with Cleveland. I'm sorry, you belonged in Cleveland. I don't think he did anything to really help that program. Like they're gonna do the same with this I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Glorified interim head coach because he's not going to be there past this year. Like he was the hire that they just were able to manage. They'll get their new head coach next year. They're not going to be any better than they were the last 2 years with Stefanski. The Myles Garrett situation, like it doesn't seem like anybody gave a shit to play for Kevin. And I am fairly confident the same shit's going to happen in Atlanta. And it looks like it already is. Is it the GM's fault that they've got both left-handed quarterbacks? He means Kevin had no say in that either. Everywhere he's going, it's just, man, everyone's just doing shit around me. And I got to wake up and find out on Twitter. The common denominator is Kevin Stefanski. I'm sick of people defending him. I'm over it. I hate it.
Okay, my comments back are that you literally proved one of my points there. You were like, it's gonna be the same exact thing. It's like no shit. That's because it wasn't Stefanski's problem. Those contracts weren't given out by Stefanski. Players obviously didn't want to play in Cleveland. It wasn't a Stefanski thing. I actually think players had real. I'll take this comment lightly that the players really liked him because players also really liked Fisher. So I wouldn't totally throw that in there as like a huge point, but players did really like him. The Baker situation, he certainly didn't help that. That's certainly an issue. But when you are a team like Browns, it's not that you shouldn't or that you should be able to handle players with big personalities like Baker Mayfield and OBJ. But when you're a team like the Browns, I think that you need to have enough self-awareness to know that you can't handle players with big personalities. You're just not. You're not equipped for it. You're just not. The owner is the one that wanted Deshaun Watson's contract to be fully guaranteed. He is the one that pushed for that contract, whether you agree with that or not. He is the one who wanted the Browns to draft Shedeur and created that whole mess last season. The owner is making a lot of these decisions. And Stefanski, I think, was just caught in the middle there, and I think that he was a bit of a scapegoat this year. And Is he going to do awesome in Atlanta? Maybe, maybe not. I have no idea. But to sit here and say the reason the Browns are a bad franchise, it's like, bro, they've been a bad franchise since before he was born. Like this has nothing to do with him. He was just a byproduct. He just happened to be there, man. Like you can't show up to a terrible job and then just be like, look, this freaking clown, he can't get us out of this rut. And it's like, yeah, this place is a mess, bro. Like, no, I can't do this, man. Even if you're the manager, like, you know, you can't just show up and just everything's great. So I think that a lot of the things that you're saying, I think that they are an owner decision, and you're blaming Stefanski for the owner told him he had to do. And I think that that's one of the reasons he wanted. Not necessarily he was like, get me the hell out of Cleveland, but because he's a professional, you know what I mean? But it's one of those, he didn't fight. He was not fighting for his life in Cleveland to like stay there. You know what I mean? He was like, all right, yeah, I'm good. I'm getting out of here. So I think that a lot of the thing, and you've just commented it, a lot of the things that you're blaming Stefanski for blatantly aren't Stefanski decisions. So that's why. And I don't think that he's like one of the best coaches in the NFL. I don't want to say that too. I don't want to sit here and just like hammer it like, you know, we should bring him in after McVay and all stuff. None of that stuff. But I do think he is a good coach. I don't know. I think Atlanta improved their head coaching job. I'll say that much, for whatever that's worth.
Hey, off topic. I'm not deflecting, but Thunder Ram, hell yeah, love Thunder Ram.
Dude. We met him together,
dude. Hell yeah. So, this is Tuna hate the Browns because of fans. For right now, the hate for the franchise is on the Deshaun Watson thing. Regardless of whether you think he's innocent or not, I'm sorry, but if Joe had 20 plus individuals saying some weird shit about him, I'm having a hard time doing a show with you because at the very least, you're kind of a fucking weirdo. Yes. And if you're just banking your franchise's direction on that, it says a lot about your franchise, and the fan base deserves better. So it's not the fans. I love all NFL fans. I love rivalries. I love shit talk. Yeah, he's a problem. You're misconstruing me thinking the Browns would be better without, like, no, the Browns are the Browns for a reason. But sometimes matches are made in heaven. At it, like, I know the owners were pushing for the Shador thing. I'm sorry, but like, you mean to tell me he has zero power? Like, you're sitting there like, yes. Go get me Dylan Gabriel.
What the hell are you talking about,
I watched Dylan Gabriel play, and Shador outplayed him. So it's like, okay. And on top of that, like,
they can both be bad. You know that, right?
What about all the weird reports that are like valid of like, oh, I don't know, we somehow gave Shador the wrong wristband. Like, it was the wrong place. It's like, what fucking Mickey Mouse operation is this? Like, this isn't happening anywhere else.
You think they're running that through Stefanski's office, bro? You think they're like, hey, we got all the wristbands. You check these off, all of our wristbands?
So then he can't run his fucking coaching staff. He has no control. It's at some point the buck stops with the big man. If with the same, I do the same thing here with the secondary. With, like, you can blame Shula. I don't care. I do the same thing here. McVay, that's on you. You decide. You made the final call. I don't care if it was less signing the contracts, that is Shula's defense. You are the head guy. You put your face on the franchise. You rolled that secondary out there, and you lost the NFC Championship game because of that. Same way I'm saying Kevin Stefanski. Buck stops with you, man.
So you just scapegoat guys. That's cool. Fine. You decide.
I blame the head guy. I'm an anti-capitalist. Anti-capitalist.
Also, you have to understand delegation, and like for the Rams specifically, if you're going to talk about the Rams defense, it's like Sean McVay isn't in there calling plays. He has delegated the defense to Chris Shula, so that is Chris Shula's fault. That is Chris Shula's problem that we couldn't get the secondary right. And I think that Chris Shula was probably the one that was like, I think we can win with these guys. I think that we'll be okay. So I don't know. I disagree with that. I think that you can always go into like this guy burned the building down. Well, and Tuna's out. You're like, well, who the hell hired this guy? That guy's an asshole. And it's like, no, he burned the building down. It's his fault. And you're out here looking for the guy that brought him. I don't know about that.
Free Shador. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, we can go out now. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Yes. You got me riled. You got me riled up. When's our next show? Let them know when our next show is.
On Wednesday. We're all actually we'll talk about some draft stuff where we'll talk about guys that and this could be anywhere through there because we will heads up for you is that once the draft starts Thursday, we won't see you again until after the draft. Okay, we're not going to do draft live stuff. There's so much draft content out there. We're just going to do that. Tuna's going to be some of the draft content. I'm going to freaking enjoy myself. I'm going to be a football fan for this weekend. So I'm going to do that. But we'll be back on Wednesday. We'll be a heavy draft show, obviously, because it's draft eve. And then we'll talk about it ourselves. We'll let you know via socials as far as the post draft show, whether that's going to be immediately following draft or Sunday, or if we're just going to do that on Monday. So we'll let you guys know about that. But for sure, back on Wednesday this week.
Yeah. All right, we out of here.
We just.
I'll put the.
Oh, you're gonna put it back?
In our outro video.
You freaking tricked me.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. My bad. It's because I took it down for Steve Wesh. That's why.
You made me look dumb, dude. You went live with Steve? That's only for live, bro.
No, it's on recordings too. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Oh, is it?
Let's get out of here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let's roll.
You get a freaking button.